Hello, welcome to another fantastic episode of Let Kids Speak. My name is Queenette Enilama, your host as always. Now today I have two wonderful guests with me on the show. And remember, on this show we talk about everything from religion to sports, politics, education, family, but through the perspective of a child. Now I have two, like I said, interesting guests with me today. Their names are Dara Oluyemi and Jemima Omokide. So we're going to be talking about something very exciting today. How are you? It's good to have both of you on the show.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be on Let Kids Speak.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
It's an honor to be on a TV show.
Thank you. Okay, and you look beautiful, by the way, both of you.
Thank you.
I love your kids.
You too as
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have this question that has been bothering me for a while. Do you think, I'm going to ask you first, so when you go, Dara would go next. Do you think that social media is good for children?
I don't think that social media is good for children because social media has some things that children should not see because it might hurt the children or scare them while they're sleeping. So I think social media is not good for children.
Social media is not good for children because there are things that are there that are harmful to them. Yes, that's true. So Dara, what do you think? What's your take on this?
Well, I think that social media can be good if it's your mom or your dad that's managing your account. But if you have your own personal account, a complete no-no.
Okay.
Social media, if a child lower than 16 has a social media account, some people might cyberbully them and trick them into doing things they're not supposed to do and make them see things they're not supposed to see. But if their parents are the ones handling it, they can block some things that they won't allow you to see and allow other things for you to see.
So are both of you on social media?
No.
Okay, so your advice to us is that if the parents are the ones handling the social media accounts, then it is okay. However, children can't just go on social media themselves, right?
Yes.
Good, I like that. So yes, parents, you've heard them. Kids shouldn't be allowed to go on social media if they are not properly supervised. Okay, so my next question would be, if you were a parent for a day, what would you do differently from your parents? Dara, go first. What would you do differently? Or what are the things you do differently from your parents?
I would tell my child, I would let my child watch lots and not so much TV and also read if they have an exam coming up. But if they don't have an exam, they can watch TV all they like.
Okay.
But the thing is that they have to study sometimes. So that's number one thing I would do different from my parents. Number two, I would stop spanking.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more about that.
Because I don't like being beaten, so I don't want my child to like being. So I don't want my child to be beaten.
Okay.
Something I don't like, I don't want another person to experience.
Okay. What else?
And a later curfew time.
A later curfew time.
Yes.
Okay. Jemima, what of you? If you were a parent for a day, what would you do differently from your parents?
Well, I would, if the child is more than 10 or 12 years old, I would send the child to boarding school.
Send the child to boarding school? Why?
Because I want the child to grow independence.
You want the child to go independently? Wow, that's very interesting. I like that. Tell me more.
And second is the child only gets to have dessert only one day of the week.
Okay.
And thirdly, I would allow the child, I would not pick the child late from school.
You won't pick the child late from school.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so we've heard a lot from Dara and Jemima, right? Now, Jemima would give her kids, dessert once a week. Once you're 10 years old, she's shipping you off to boarding school. Dara says, you're allowed to have a later curfew time. You can sleep whenever you want. And she would not spank you. And what again she say? I would not. What was the first thing you said again?
First thing I said
Yes.
was that if the child didn't have an exam, they could watch.
You can watch TV
TV
as much as you want.
No.
Yeah, that's
For
what.
a long
For
time.
a long time.
And then study for about like 2 hours.
So you can watch TV for a long time and then study for 2 hours. Now, these are very valid points. I'm actually considering them. But however, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's still Let Kids Speak. And I'm your host, Queenette Enilama. And I have two amazing young children on the show with me, Dara and Jemima. And this has just been an amazing, discussion. Jemima says that, children should be shipped off to boarding school at the age of 10 so that they can learn independently. They can be by themselves. And that's what she thinks. Dara thinks that, we can have our coffee when we want. We can play. We can, watch TV and just study for 2 hours. And I said just 2 hours. And she says 2 hours is 120 minutes. It's a lot of time for them. So back to the boarding house thing. Do you want to go to boarding house, Jemima? And do you want to go to boarding house, Dara? Jemima,
Well,
do you?
I think that boarding house makes you independent and makes you grow strong.
Okay.
And it also helps you with your learning. So I think boarding school is what's best for people.
That's what you think. Amazing. Dara, what do you think?
I think boarding school is actually good.
Okay.
It's
Would
a
you want
nice
to go?
place.
Would you want to go to boarding school?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, so I kind of agree with you, but not totally. Well, that's my opinion, so your opinion is fine. I went to boarding school when I was 9 years old, and yes, it made me really, really independent. It was good for me at the time, right? And that decision is solely made by your parents. So yes, I agree with you. That's good. Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who who is in trouble in school and at home? Person keeps bad company. What advice would you give to the person? Dara, let's hear you first.
Well, the advice I would give is she should start studying. I would invite him to my house, and then I will start studying with him or her, studying with him, helping him understand the difference between good company, bad company. Because even the best children, when they hang out with bad people, they will eventually mix up with them. Because the good person is like a rock, and the bad people are like water. If you keep pouring water on the rock, for little time, the rock won't change. But over time, the rock will start getting smaller, 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 until you eventually turn to nothing, and that means you're already part of them. So I would explain this to him or her, and then after the person has learned that, I'm pretty sure they will leave their bad company and study with the best and the good people.
How old do you say you are again? How old are you again?
9.
9. That's analogy. Water and rock. I think if I had a pen, I'll write that down. That was so good. Jemima, what do you say?
So I think that you need to you need to tutor the person for a few months, and then as the person gets better and better, eventually the person will change into a good person. So I think that when you just give the person a little time to change, he'll change to the person that you want him to be.
So in other words, don't just push people away or run away from them. Give them an opportunity to change by bringing them close. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Both of you. That's what both of you are saying. This is
Yes.
so good. This is so good. I don't think I knew that as a child. I think I knew that when I became an adult. You see why I always say you need to listen to children. They have all the amazing wisdom and experience that you think that they don't have. They are young, but they are not foolish. Thank you so much for coming. So my last and final question to both of you. If I gave each of you 100,000 naira, what would you do with it? Jemima?
I think I'll buy some stuff. I'll buy toys. I'll buy games, and I'll donate it to all. And I'll donate it to. And I'll also buy food, and I'll donate it to the orphanage.
Orphanage home. You donated to the orphanage.
Yes.
Well done, amazing. Dara, what would you do with the 100,000 naira?
100,000?
Yeah, 100,000 naira.
Wow.
Okay.
First, I would take 40,000 out of the 100,000 and give it to charity. I'll split the 40,000, one for the orphanage, one for charity.
Okay.
Then, with the remaining 60,000, I would use it to buy my art supplies and STEM toys like Arduino to make 3D printers and stuff like that, to pursue my dreams of becoming an artist and a robotics engineer.
Amazing. I told you that they're young, but they're not foolish. These kids are very smart and very amazing. So we've come to the end of this beautiful episode. My name is Queenette Enilama, as always, your host. I'll see you again, same time, sometime soon. Goodbye.